Okay, so let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive into uh, a really powerful piece from the Bible, Psalms 84.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Our goal here is to sort of unpack this incredible longing it describes and maybe see what it tells us about finding strength, blessings, even refuge today.
Definitely.
It just hits you right away with this intensity, doesn't it? My soul yearns, even faints for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God.
Wow, yeah. Faints. It's not just a casual wish, it's visceral.
Exactly. A deep, almost desperate need for God's presence, for that connection.
And then right after that huge human cry, you get this almost quiet detail.
The
Yeah, the
birds.
sparrow finding a home, the swallow a nest for her young,
Hmm.
right there near the altars.
Hmm.
The very place the writer is fainting for, these little birds just find it naturally.
It's such a contrast, the simple finding of refuge versus the human struggle for it. What do you make of that image?
It makes you think about grace, maybe,
Hmm.
or perhaps perspective. That something so simple finds its place so easily where our complicated hearts are aching to be.
Yeah. So, with that image in mind, the psalm then talks about who is blessed, who gets that description.
Well, I mentioned two groups, and they're related. First, those who actually dwell in his house.
Okay, the ones who are already there.
Right. And their blessing seems tied to their activity. They are ever praising you,
Well,
constantly in that mode of worship and connection.
makes sense, being present and expressing it.
But then it shifts focus. It talks about those whose strength is in you.
Ah, so maybe not physically there yet?
Exactly. And crucially, they have set their hearts on pilgrimage. Their strength isn't internal, it's sourced in God.
And their blessing is tied to the journey itself, to the intention.
It seems so. The deliberate choice to orient your life towards God, even when you're not physically there.
Okay, the journey, and well, journeys often aren't easy paths, are they?
No, and the psalm acknowledges that. It mentions passing through the valley of Baca.
Baca, often linked to weeping, or like a really dry place, hardship.
Precisely. But here's the amazing part. He says, as they pass through it, they don't just endure it.
What do they do?
They make it a place of springs. And then the rains come and fill it with pools.
So it's not just getting through the tough spot.
No, it's transforming it,
Yeah.
actively. Because of where their strength lies, maybe.
Yeah.
Because of their focus.
That's a powerful idea, that the source of your strength actually changes the nature of the difficulty.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If your strength, your trust, is placed outside the struggle itself, how does that reshape the struggle as you move through it?
Does it become that place of springs because your heart is set on that pilgrimage?
Perhaps. And the text says they go from strength to strength.
So they actually get stronger on the journey through the process.
Yeah, it's a progression. Growing stronger until they appear before God.
Which brings us to the value judgment it makes. This is pretty stark.
Oh, absolutely. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere.
Just think about that. One day near God outweighs nearly 3 years anywhere else.
It's an incredible statement of value. And then the writer says they'd rather be a doorkeeper-like, the
Yeah.
lowest servant in God's house,
So what?
than living in luxury, basically. Dwelling in the tents of the wicked, which likely means living comfortably but apart from God's ways or presence.
Wow. So true value, true security. It's not status or comfort. It's closeness to God, period.
Exactly. Even in the humblest position, it completely reframes priorities.
So what does it say about God that makes this closeness so desirable? What attributes come up?
Well, the psalm calls the Lord God a sun and shield.
Sun and shield. Interesting combo.
Right. A sun gives light, energy, warmth, life itself. It enables growth.
Okay, the positive provision.
And a shield is protection, defense against harm, especially while you're vulnerable, like on a journey.
So he provides both the vital energy and the defense you need along the way.
That seems to be the idea. Plus, it says he gives favor and honor.
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, no good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is blameless. There's a sense of active generosity, of goodness flowing towards those aligned with him.
Which really anchors that final statement, doesn't it?
The ultimate summary.
Yeah. Blessed is the man who trusts in you. It feels like everything, the longing, the journey, the transformation, the value system, God's nature, it all leads to this. The blessing is in the trust itself.
Absolutely. So, thinking about us listening now, what does this ancient psalm maybe tell us about that deep human ache for connection, for, I don't know, a true home for the soul?
Well, it suggests that real strength, real transformation, It doesn't necessarily mean avoiding hardship.
Right. It might be found in the hardship or rather through it.
Okay.
But it depends on where our trust is, where our focus is pointed.
So let's leave you with this thought. Consider that valley of Baca in your own life. Whatever feels dry, difficult, maybe a place of weeping right now.
Mm.
This psalm kind of nudges us to ask, what if focusing your strength, your trust, in something bigger, deliberately setting your heart on that pilgrimage? What if that could start to change the valley itself?
Could it become a place of springs for you? Definitely something to reflect on.